So is my boat sinking, or have we just got a bit of bilge water? Let's have a look. So took her out 2 days ago, and we did see this. I mean, it was carpeted, so carpet looked a bit wet, and I thought maybe it's just, you know, a leak. It had been raining, but it hadn't been raining. So what we figured out is that it had come from up here, where the engine goes in. There's some holes. There's supposed to be a bung that, well, there is a bung that goes in the hole in the well where the engine is at the moment. The previous owner wasn't sailing it with the engine in. He used to sail on and off his mooring. It's good skills. But I'm in a yacht club, so it's not possible for me. And just lifting it in and out it's too heavy. So yeah, we took it out, and we were in quite high-ish winds. We had, you know, we were leaning, and yeah, we had a really good sail. But what we thought is that where the holes are, where the bung slots in, the water's got in and it's come down through the boat here. So I'm hoping that's what it is, because I've gaffer taped it up now. I could have filled the holes, but then if I want to put the bung back in, if I do take the engine out, then that's going to cause an issue. So I'm just going to improvise with gaffer tape and hope that works. So yeah, either that's what it is, or my boat is leaking. I'm just going to go at it with a sponge and a bucket and see if I can clear some of that water in there. Wish me luck. Panic over. It was literally just bilge water, that's it. Look, show you. There we go, much better. So this yacht was built in 1986, and I think the last time someone actually took the carpet up was possibly in 1986. Settle. Come on, settle down. Properly. Settle. Yes, good girl. And it doesn't use a lot of power, this yacht, apparently. So that's the radio. Never seen a radio that looks like a telephone before. There you go. I've bought myself a handheld as well, just so I've got something up on the cockpit. Got DC, a couple of USBs in there as well, which is cool. And then got this thingy, not quite sure what that's for yet, but I'll find out. Got a GPS, it's old, but it works. However, I've got Navionics, and that's what I intend to be using, because I think Navionics is fabulous. And obviously paper charts as well, because I do believe in old school. And yeah, so we've got pilot berth here, bee berth, a little chemical toilet in there. Under here is a stove, possibly going to replace that at some point. I think it's seen better days. So yeah, this is legal action. So legal action's tiller operated, as you can see. She also got an outboard engine. I bought my own engine, it didn't come with an engine, so I've bought a Mercury, which is made by Tohatsu, I believe. It's a 2-stroke engine, which just means if you're new to engine outboards, you just have to mix the oil with the petrol before you put it in, which is pretty straightforward. Never had an outboard before. It makes me quite nervous, if I'm honest, because they just seem so vulnerable, if that makes sense, and flimsy compared to like an inboard. So I don't tend to be using the engine much anyway. So yeah, she's pretty much a straightforward racing yacht. I don't know loads, I'm not going to pretend I know loads about racing yachts, but as you can see, you can use the backstay to either power or depower the mainsail, which is pretty cool. Not quite sure when I use it, when I'm supposed to use it, but I'm sure it'll come to me as time goes on. Got everything a racing boat needs here, which to be honest I feel like a bit of an imposter. I've got a Cunningham. I didn't know what a Cunningham was until a couple of weeks ago. For anyone who doesn't know Cunningham, it basically adds tension in the corner of the sail. When the sail's sort of billowing out a little bit, it'll just give that sail a little bit of extra power when you need it when you're racing. We've got it's just geared up for single-handed racing as well. Travellers right next to the tiller in the cockpit, which I really like. Actually, I've actually had that on bigger yachts as well before when I've crewed, and I do really like having everything there. I know a lot of people don't like it. I do personally. I like just everything in my vicinity. So none of the winches are self-tailing, and definitely not electric. So yeah, everything's a lot more work on this boat, but I know it's going to make me a better sailor. The owner that had it before was very into racing. He took it very seriously, so it came with I've got a bunch of laminate sails that I'm nowhere near ready to use, but I'm quite excited when I get good enough. Quite excited to see how fast. Apparently this boat is really fast in light airs, and I'm saying apparently, I know for a fact it is because I have crewed on it before I've become its owner. And when I had it out for the first time the other day, it was just incredible the power you get. So at the moment, yeah, I've got just a normal head sail, mainsail on it, sorry, nothing for racing. It doesn't have a furler at the moment, so you have to hang the jib or the genoa. I've got both. You've got to hang them yourself. I've also got a couple of spinnaker poles, a whisker pole, a jenica and a spinnaker, but they're in the cupboard at the moment. Probably won't make an appearance this year, maybe next year. Oh, the reason why I had that issue with the bilge water down there is because these pontoons, you tie onto them, they're not finger berths, right? So you have to push the bow down to kind of get it secure. So that's why I had the issue. I had the mast stepped about 2 weeks ago. The nav lights at the top of the mast were broken when I got it. So I bought some new wire, the 3-core marine wire, which cost me an absolute fortune. And it took a while to try and figure out how to get it down through the mast, because there was a light, which I believe was a steaming light, sort of halfway down the mast, and something was, I couldn't figure out whether the wire kind of separated off or connected in the middle of the mast. But anyway, I pulled it out, fed a bit of string through. Then once I solved that, I then couldn't find where the wiring is that connects from where it comes out of the bottom of the mast and goes down into the cabin below to where all the switches are, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me how it connected. And then I realised I couldn't figure it out because there was no wiring. Yeah, the person who used it before me, they had it on a river mooring and they just raced it, so they didn't really need any lights. Whereas for me, I wouldn't mind night sailing at some point, but again, I'm not in a massive rush. So I thought, you know what, it's summer, I don't want to miss out on sailing time. So I just thought I don't need any lights at the moment. I'll deal with that in the winter and I can work on it in the shed. Try and figure out how, I mean, I'll be able to do it. I just got to watch some YouTube videos and beg, borrow and steal tools and ask for help. So yeah, at the moment I do intend to put a furler on, but just when I can afford it. Otherwise I'm kind of beholden to crew, which I need at the moment, but eventually I want to be able to take her out when I want to. I'm just trying to get the dog used to it as well. She has sailed before, but on a bigger boat. So she's still very much on high alert at the moment and just, checking out the seagulls, but she'll get there.